Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. Lunar cell panel prototype ready for first test. Newcomer progressive. Elven metal band Avathor tops US music chart. World Golem Culture Center grand opening to be held in Bhutan. Let's see. All the ingredients are stocked up and the weather's keeping quiet. Looks like a good night to listen to some stories. Got a double. Good evening, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Gala. Nice to see you two. How did it go at the hospital today? Well, it was fine, except I was a little exhausted. Goodness, are you having issues with the children again? No, that's not it. It's just... Well, for starters, my furry's giving me a hard time. Your furry? Is it the full moon already? Nope, but I sometimes get pre-furry symptoms. Pre-furry symptoms? Yeah, it's a common thing for werewolves. A few days before the full moon, our bodies start to prepare for furry. And that changes the way they react to pretty much everything. Symptoms vary depending on who you ask. But it can affect our muscles, our appetite, our energy levels. It can give us headaches and a lot of other stuff. Small but annoying. That doesn't sound pleasant. Nah, to be honest, it's not great. For me, I've been feeling pretty sore and more tired than usual. A bit cranky as well. Is there a drink that could help with that? I've never found one, but if anyone can come up with it, it's you, Akaplisa. Since a Galahad can soothe your fairy, maybe it would work pre-fairy as well? Maybe, but I think it'd need to be more relaxing. Like a Galahad, but with no caffeine. And maybe blue? Blue pea? With what? That's milk and ginger, right? Sure, let's try it out. A nice herbal remedy. Gala tea. It's got a little wolf in it. That's so cute. And like stars. Super cute. Here you go. A gala tea for you. Do you come up with these names on the spot, Akaplisa? Oh no, it takes a bit of soul searching. To tailor it to the situation and so on. That almost makes it sound like you know in advance what we're gonna order. Call it a sixth sense. Hey, don't give me away. Shh. Shh. I am wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. Yes. I am outside of time. Okay, don't worry about it. Time is just a wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. Okay. Okay. Right. Let's see how your sixth sense tastes. Wow, this is excellent. Exactly what I needed. Very happy to hear that. Is Hyde gonna talk or... What's with the looks, you two? Did something happen? Actually, Akaplisa, guess I'll just come out with it. I need your help. My help? Come on, it wasn't that bad. No? I was so tired today I nearly fell asleep on the job. Ugh. But most importantly, that's not good for you. Moping around, sulking, refusing to look at solutions? I've never seen you like this, and I'm getting worried. There's nothing to worry about. You say that, but then you spend entire nights looking miserable. No advice I come up with is good enough. And Hyde. I'm barely keeping it together as it is. You should know by now how I feel when furry's about to hit. I take it you two ended up chatting yesterday, after all? You bet we did. After I walked out of here, I headed home and found this one. Lying on the sofa, staring at the ceiling. Looking so gloomy, it sucked the color out of the room. And it's not the first time either. It's a constant these days. Please help me. Help him, Arcaplisa. I'm at my wit's end. Mr. Hyde. Ugh, fine. The truth is, I'm bored to death. Or I will be, if it wasn't for the whole immortality thing. I'm nearing 40 years old, and I've never been this bored in my entire life. Interesting. You usually make it sound like you're much older. 40 years old in a vampire years? I'm not saying how old that is in other species years. Eyes on the prize, Arcaplisa. Intervention first, gossip later. My apologies. So, why are you so bored, Mr. Hyde? My job. What was that? My job. Hey, no need to shout. Well, I'm so irritated about it, okay? I'm not exactly used to sitting around twiddling my thumbs. But modeling stopped being fun ages ago. You did mention something like that last time. You are trying to leave modeling behind, then? Yeah. Is there a specific reason for that? It's all just so brief. What? Back when I started modeling, people thought of fashion in a different way. They wanted to keep their outfits for a while. So they had to be elegant, well-made and versatile, and now it's fast fashion. Some campaigns that I featured in stayed on billboards for months. And I knew the clothes would last decades. In a way, it felt like I was building a bond with their weavers. I endorsed something that would feature in their cherished memories. But then social media came and it all became disposable. The clothes themselves, of course, but the models even more. I shoot a campaign, the brand posts it online, and it gets attention for what? 10 minutes? A couple days maybe? Then another campaign comes in and everything's forgotten. Blink, and it's gone. There's no bond to be built there. Isn't that changing these days though? With slow fashion and the like? That's true, and that people are getting into vintage clothing too. I salute that. But the reality of my job remains the same. What about your fans? You have so many people following you. You mentioned that last night and my answer hasn't changed. They follow me because they think I'm pretty. Being admired is nice, but it doesn't constitute a bond. So are you saying that you'd like to leave more of a mark? Maybe so. It would be nice if I did something that people remembered. That became a part of their lives in a real way. You do know you have people in your life in a real way, right? People who always remember you. That's not the same thing. Maybe you should study to become a doctor or something. That would make a real difference. No, thank you. The job still needs to be fun. Studying for 10 years just to exhaust myself in a 14-hour shift? Did you mistake me for a hard-working vampire? Do you see what I'm dealing with, Arcaplisa? It does seem to be a thorny issue. Perhaps you like to mull it over with a drink in hand, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, that sounds good. Just make me something I like. Anything you've seen me enjoy recently. Or when we first met. I mean, he liked the hibiscus one. The faux blood type drink. Zobo. Here you go. Here you go, Mr. Hyde. You seem to like this one well enough. Nice, Arcaplisa. And you lost your bet, Mr. Hyde. A bet? When Hyde was wallowing in self-pity yesterday, I told him many people cared about him. And I bet you could remember what he liked, even if he gave you no instructions. So now I get to say that I was right, and Hyde gets to buy me dinner. At a place of my choosing. Ugh. You're gonna pick a horrible steakhouse again, aren't you? You know it! Have you won other bets in the past, Mr. Gala? Let's see. You say it, Hyde. He's won every single bet we've ever made. Nice. Wow. Yeah, I'm this close to being able to buy a new TV with the money I'm saving on food. Just rub it in my face, why don't you? Oh, hey everyone. Hey Lua. Hi Lua. Busy night, I see. Hey Ms. Lua. Busy and lively, just the way we like it. That's good. And I'm really glad you're here, Hyde. I wanted to apologize for the other night. I was so excited to see you, especially since it had been a while. But we ended up fighting with Bailey's instead. You must be getting bored of our arguments. It's alright. They're kind of fun to watch. A little sadistic, but okay. How are things with you two anyway? Just let me order before I answer, if that's alright, Arcaplisa. Of course. What would you like? I spent the whole day talking in meetings and presentations, so I have a bit of a sore throat. So something with honey? Is there anything you'd recommend for that? Definitely something with lemon and honey. Sounds great. I'd love a lemon and honey drink then, please. I'll do like a tea with lemon and honey. Classic combination. Midsummer Night's Dream. Ooh, it's so pretty. Here you go, miss. Some honey to soothe, some lemon to boost recovery. Thanks, Dr. Acapulisa. This is truly lovely. Just what I needed. That's great to hear. My company's trying to get a big contract, so I've been organizing meetings with everyone. Making sure it's all going according to plan. That sounds pretty tough. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility and decision making. And part of me likes that, but part of me feels the pressure of it. So it's nice to be able to unwind with a warm cup. It's making me want tea. Anyhow, to answer your earlier question, Gala, you've probably gathered that Bay and I have been fighting. Yeah, and Hyde told me a little bit about that too. Right. Well, we haven't discussed the wedding for the past couple days, and honestly, it's done me a lot of good. The thing is, I know Bay means well. He suggests all of these things that he thinks I'd like, and I should like them. He's paying attention, not just sending random ideas. I should be grateful and he's trying to please me, but I get annoyed instead. And then I start feeling guilty that I'm annoyed, which makes me get even more annoyed. It's not great, I know. That's a cycle and a half. Well, it'd be easier if we always acted rationally. But if we only get annoyed at the right people for the right reasons. But things aren't that simple, are they? That's true. Although, I guess if you figured out what actually annoys you, it would help. That's the problem. I'm not sure. At first I thought I was tired or worried. The decision making at my job is taking a toll for sure. It's a bit hard for me to also deal with organizing things in my personal life. Also, the financial side of it is hard to navigate. I don't want Bay to spend too much money, but he's right that involving my family comes with strings attached. I'm not sure how to avoid that though. But I'm realizing that might not even be the main issue. The more he sends me links to venues and caterers, the more it feels wrong to me. I don't mean the wedding itself. I want to get married to Bay. But the way we're planning it, I don't know. I've been to my friends' weddings before. I've also been browsing the most popular wedding pictures online. There are always these big parties, very put together, very classy. They have their whole families over, their friends and colleagues. They rent these beautiful barns and they hire live bands. They wear designer dresses and bespoke suits. I used to look at that and think, this is great, this is what I want. And now you're in the planning stage and want to elope? but now it all just feels more and more off to me. Why don't you tell your fiance that? What if he thinks I'm getting cold feet? Or that I'm questioning his ability to help with the budget? That's up to you how to communicate it, isn't it? Right, but it's still a difficult topic. We've been through so much, you know that. This is supposed to be our special day, a way to celebrate our partnership. Bay wants to honor that. He feels awful if he thinks I don't. Or if he thinks I don't trust him. I swear, you and your elf were well matched. You always worry so much about what the other thinks, instead of working out your own wants and needs. You do realize that that's important bit, right? I mean, generally, yes, I get that, but how does it apply here? What do you think it means to honor your partnership? To celebrate it properly, for starters. Right. And who are you in the partnership with? I believe you've met him, the blonde guy with the puppy eyes. Right, I'm glad you remember that, because you were making it sound like you were in a relationship with your friends who got married. And the strangers who put wedding pictures online. This is your relationship you're celebrating. Why are you so concerned with other people's weddings? Your special day needs to make sense to the two of you. Have it in trainers at a fast food joint if that's what you like. That way you can also take the budget out of the equation. A simpler wedding won't feel shabby if you make it feel properly yours. I still want a pretty outfit and decent food. Thank goodness. But point well taken. It's just, my family might have certain expectations. Did they openly say that? Well, no. Then maybe they do, or maybe you just think they do. The only way to find out is to talk to them. Besides, isn't Bailey's also about to become your family? You sure are the only family he's got. I'm not saying to disinvite everyone, or to fight with them or anything, but you shouldn't put their needs above your own. I really shouldn't, should I? You've given me food for thought. Thanks, Hyde. He brutal, but he gives the best advice for real. Hyde is a real one. My pleasure. Amazing how you perk up when you give people advice, Hyde. Maybe you should become a therapist. True. Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence. I did say I might become a couples counselor, but I agree with what you all implied. I don't think I'm quite tactful enough for that. Are you looking to change careers, Hyde? Well, yes. He's bored of modeling. Finds it too impermanent, wants to leave a mark, wants to have fun. Just a very quick summary. Oh, I see. Well, is there any way you could make modeling fun again? I don't think so. Last time I had proper fun was maybe 20 years ago. What happened then? I was modeling in a capsule collection for a young designer, and she wanted to take her own pictures. She got a studio, lugged the outfits there, found someone to do the makeup, and then she whipped out an old film camera, a proper relic. I hadn't seen one like it since the 60s. My granddad has this old black and silver camera with 2 lenses. Was it something like that? Yep, exactly like that. She said she preferred it because of the way it captured the light, and also because it was a slower experience, something that would allow us to connect more. At first I didn't think much of it. I started doing the usual posing, switching, posing some more, but something felt different. Then I realized what it was. Most of the time we were talking. She only took a picture once in a few minutes, if that. Is that unusual? Yeah, most fashion photographers take dozens of pictures in a row. I felt a bit sorry for her, to be honest. I thought she didn't know what she was doing and that she was wasting her money. But we had a great time and we kind of got friendly, I guess. Because at the end of it, she let me use up the remaining exposures. I fooled around, shot some random stuff, and one portrait of her. Then she suggested I come with her to the darkroom. Watch how she developed the pictures and how they came out. You did always have a fondness for the dark places. Comes with the territory. Vampire territory. But as for the pictures, well, they were gorgeous. First of all, I looked really like me, you know? A me I could recognize. But that's not even what stuck with me the most. It's the care she put into the processing of each frame, working each picture through the chemical baths, hanging them, drying them. It was like watching a magical ritual. And her portrait, when she saw it, she got a bit emotional. She said she was used to being on the other side of the camera, and it was the first time she really liked a portrait someone took of her. Aww. I'm in a weird place these days. It's not like me to tell these kinds of tales. He's getting a lot of, he's reminiscing a lot. Or to launch into soppy monologues, really. Just forget it. No, I think it's a beautiful story. And it gives me an idea, I think, of another career for you. Please share, Lua. You'd be doing both of us a solid. Photography? Go on then. Well, maybe it's because I've looked into so many of them recently, but apparently film is making a big comeback for wedding pictures. It's what you said, it captures the light beautifully. And it's a more personal, slower approach. Maybe you could try that. Who, me? Nah, the other vampire who's looking for a new line of work. I think you've got the wrong idea here, Lua. I know I'm disgustingly sentimental these days, but I'm not that far gone. Attending one wedding gives me cavities, let alone several per month. Oh well, forget it then. No, don't forget it at all. It would be perfect for you. Come on, Hyde. I know you like to play strong and sarcastic, but you are sentimental. And you love to chat to people. You'd solve all the bridesmaids' drama and defend the parents. But most importantly, you do something for these people that they'll never forget. They'll look at your pictures their whole lives. If that's not leaving a mark, I don't know what is. True. You're assuming they won't get divorced. Damn, way to see the dark side, bro. Really? Come on. Ah! I don't know if that's the right topic for Ms. Lua. It's alright. I know some marriages end in divorce, but that doesn't change anything, does it? Whether a marriage lasts for a few months or several decades, the wedding is still an unforgettable moment in people's lives. That career in the mafia is really looking up. You're hopeless. I'm falling asleep on my chair now, so I'm gonna head back. Do whatever you want, you thick-skulled vampire. Just don't stay out too late, okay? Yeah, alright. That's my cue as well. I have some thinking to do. And maybe some talking. Thanks again, Hyde. And good luck. I hope your next adventure is a good one. It will be. Good night, Lua. Good night, Arcaplisa. See you later. Good night, you two. Here we go again. Last one sitting. Indeed, proper night owls. You didn't say anything about the wedding photographer idea. It's ridiculous, right? That's not for me to say, but I wouldn't call it ridiculous. It sounds like you enjoyed the whole film photography experience. And you do like being around people, don't you? I do sometimes, but I'm not a romantic. People get married, they think they're taking a first step into forever. Well, there's no such thing as forever. Everyone ends up disappointed in some way, and then next thing you know, I don't want to sound too depressing. You already do, bruh, you already passed that road. We already went past that stuff, alright? Just keep talking. So you don't believe in love? Of course I do, but only in a certain kind. You can choose to keep supporting someone to enjoy their company. You can do that for years with friends, family, or lovers. But at the end of the day, you're still a separate person. And they're still them. There's no two souls becoming one. Not really. I know. The one time I tried, it really didn't work out. But do you regret trying? I wonder if it was that girl that he took the photo of. I was thinking that. I was wondering. No, I guess I don't. It confirmed for me that marriage and the like, it's never going to be my thing. And there's freedom in knowing that about myself. It's given me space to build other relationships that work much better. But at the same time, when I see people who truly believe it, people who walk into it willing to share their lives so closely, even if for most of them it won't pan out, there's something beautiful there. Like watching a butterfly fly too close to a flame. What? I don't like this conversation. Or a flower bloom, like it will never wilt. Bruh, Debbie Downer much. Well, in my case, I signed off my wings, but I'm still here. And on that day, for that minute when I said we'd be together forever and meant it, I sure felt alive. If you know all that, then you must also know that it's something worth celebrating. And something worth helping other people celebrate. You're a tricky one, Akaplisa, and I'm too tired to fight your logic. Which means it's time for me to head back. And time for me to catch up with my phone. Before all the messages disappear for the night. Last night was wild. Ever had a night like that? I'm taking an easy day because self-care is important. Don't forget to take a good rest once in a while too, everyone. Normal schedule. Dinner with the team. Pito. Hey guys, what's up? Of course, Mr. Hyde. And I meant to say, I appreciate our one-on-one chats. I hope we can keep providing you with a comfortable space. Oh, it's plenty comfortable for sure. Besides, well, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? The way time passes for me is very different from anyone else I know. Thank goodness Gala is from a long-living species, but even then, he'll grow old before I do, eventually. The world will change 100 times, technologies will die out, new technologies will come. I will feel again the way I feel now, in a century, maybe two. And Lua and Gala won't be around to give me advice. The world won't wait for me. But you will, am I right, Akaplisa? Oh. He knows. Maybe? That is very perceptive of you, Mr. Hyde. Hey, you've grown to know me quite well. It's only fair that I know you a little in return. I suppose that's true. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. To continuing our story. Ah, cute. It's nice to know that no matter how much time passes, there's always going to be someone here rooting for me. Thank you for your trust, Mr. Hyde. We will make sure it's not misplaced. We. I know you will. And on that note, I'm guessing I'm going to go browse for some film cameras. What's the worst that can happen? Indeed. Take care of yourself, friend. And you as well. See you, Mr. Hyde. The world won't wait for you, Mr. Hyde. But some of us will. Aww.